Janelle Gordon and I will be breaking down part one of a 7-part video series Kevin Samuels did with 4 women from where? The 305. That's right, Miami. This is a very interesting conversation. Can't wait to get into it with the lovely and talented Janelle Gordon. Let's go. What was this? I forget the name of the show. That's What She Said starts right now.
That's what she said.
What's up, guys? This is Donovan, Sharpe, and welcome to the second episode of That's What She Said with Janelle Gordon. I, of course, am your host, Donovan Sharpe. So let's before we get started, I would like to introduce my esteemed co-host, the lovely and talented Janelle Gordon. Janelle, how are you? How was your new year?
It was exciting. It's always good to start the new year and just feel like, you have a fresh chance to, I don't like resolutions, but I like,
Yeah, I don't do those either.
I like to check habits
Okay.
because habits are really a good indicator of what your life's going to become. So
Okay.
I don't resolve to do anything. So I like to take a little look at my habits. Like, what kind of habits am I keeping? And because your habits basically become your life.
Now, what habits, you don't have to get too personal, but what habits have you checked? What habits are you looking to improve on, et cetera, if any at all?
I like to, I took a hard look this year at like the habits that I have in a couple areas. One, in how I'm really treating the men in my life. Like, what are the things, how much pressure am I putting on them? So I'm an intense woman, let's be honest, right?
Sure.
So I think it's good for women to take scale of this, because a lot of times women think relationships are going great,
right?
But a lot of times we don't realize as women how much we affect men, and men might not tell us,
right?
But we do affect them. So I took a look at that, just how am I treating the men in my life? How much pressure? How high are my standards for those? And then again, what are the standards I have for myself?
Right.
Like, are those matching, what I'm expecting the men in my life? And so I think that's one of the good habits. And also just the habits of being really single-pointed focus, which is kind of hard for women, we know.
Sure, right? Of course.
So, but the more successful you want to be in life, in anything, in your relationship, in your finances, in your body, anything, it's all about how much energy can you give one thing at one time.
Right.
So yeah, those are just some of the things.
Yeah, I think that the same could probably be said for guys as well. I mean, listen, we're men, and we certainly do focus, but that doesn't mean that we don't have trouble focusing every now and again. We as men, sometimes we have a hard time focusing because of habits in our lives. Habits like pornography, smoking, maybe you have a weed habit, maybe you don't eat right. Eating right has a lot to do with focus. I agree with you. I'm not a resolution guy either. I'm gonna do blah. I'm goal oriented anyway. My goal this past year was to deadlift 500 pounds by the end of the year. I got COVID, that got side railed. So guess what? I'm gonna get back to deadlifting up to 500 pounds probably by the end of June. So I'm always setting financial goals, weightlifting goals, those things for myself. Not to say that if you partake in the yearly ritual, that is the New Year's resolution, that you're somehow a slacker, but if you have, just like Tallulah says, if you have forward moving energy, if you're always looking for the next thing to do, if you're always setting goals, New Year's is just a flip of the calendar. There's no need for you to make resolutions if you're already goal oriented.
Correct. I'm right there with you. I don't make New Year's resolutions. To me, it's just like another day. I'm in high level masterminds where people make millions or keep me accountable.
Good.
For my work, and great. I have intimacy coaches that coach me because every person needs a coach. I don't care who
Yes.
you are. The most successful people in the world, there's always someone more successful than you, right? The
Yes.
strongest man in the world, there's always someone stronger. So
That's right.
these are all good things to have. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we all have mentors. Kevin Samuels is my mentor. He has been for years and years and years. I guess I'm something of a mentor to Myron Gaines. It's sort of a progression. But I agree with you. Being a part of mastermind groups, that is worth the money. Andrew
correct.
Tate has a
And I
mastermind group.
and
Yeah,
I
go.
actually I have master. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you saying something. I have one for women, so it's an
Oh,
amazing one. If you have women that want to learn the secrets on how to serve their man and how to
yes,
pleasure him and
yes.
how to have orgasms, you got to hit me up because I'm an expert. They're 8 weeks and I
Okay.
change women's lives. So yeah.
You know what's interesting? I'm really not a guy who pays too much. I don't pay any attention to a woman's needs in bed. That's just the way I've always been. And so I'm sitting here talking to Dev, and she's like, "Oh, she does like these sexual retreats. We should do one." And I was like, "Okay, all right." So yeah, we might be. I don't know. Listen, man, I'm
You
a
should come
dude.
to our Valentine's Day one.
Oh Jesus, yeah, I'm not a Valentine's Day guy either. But listen, she's good to me. I'm never one to focus on whatever she's moving or shaking or whatever the case may be. But you know, if I pretend for a little while, maybe it'll mean something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I cannot be who I'm not. But
Of course, of course.
so we are in 2022. Happy New Year to you. By the way. This is going to prove to be a fantastic year in more ways than one. Kevin Samuels, speaking of which, he did a 7-part series. So he was in Miami for, I don't know if he's still there or not, but he went to Miami and he did, let me switch screens here. And so he did an interview with four women, 4 ladies, and he talked to them about dating, relationships, marriage, etc., etc. And to say that the conversation was eye-opening is probably an understatement. Now, Janelle, you're familiar with Kevin Samuel's show, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I wasn't until my partner in my retreats.
Mm-hmm.
If your lady saw, he used to play in the NFL. Keith Mitchell. We do these intimacy retreats together, and he actually turned me on to him.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, I've definitely watched some of his stuff because he quotes him a lot in our retreat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And my guy was like, "Yeah, he quotes Kevin Samuels a lot. So
Yes.
you need to watch his stuff." So I did. Yeah, I actually personally like his stuff a lot. I
Yeah.
feel like he's very he's just no nonsense.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
no nonsense. He's very matter of fact. Single point of focus, direct, facts don't lie, and I think what he gives to women is something women don't have, and most
Yes.
people don't have,
That's
and
right.
that's clarity.
Yes.
Clarity is fucking power.
Yes.
Without clarity, good luck in life.
One thing that Kevin does that you talked about while we were off the air is he's very statistics oriented. He is all about, in order to, because he has conversations with women every day. Every woman says,
Mhm.
I want this in a man, and he has to make this much, and those are fine to have. But Kevin makes these women understand the economic ramifications of what it is they want. So if a woman comes to him and says, hey, I'm 28 years old, I'm single, I don't have any kids, I have a career, blah, 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 Kevin asks them, okay, well, how many kids do you want to have? I want to have 5 kids. He's like, okay, hun, you're 28. You got to get to, right, you got to get to, yeah, you got to. My mom had 5 kids. My mother had 5 kids. I'm the oldest of 5. She started when she was 18. She had 5 of us by the time she was 24. So she got all of hers out of the way. But so many women think that they can just decide at almost the age of 30, I'm going to find a guy. So then Kevin starts asking questions like, hey, how much money, so you want 3 kids. How much money do you want to how much do you want to have to earn to keep this relationship afloat? And that's when the conversation starts, because these women, not only do they not understand until Kevin lets them know that they're realistic, their expectations for men are non-realistic, it's not economically possible.
It's not economically possible because the average kid is like, I looked it up before, and I have one, I should know, but I believe it's like it's either it depends on if it's middle class, upper class, lower class, but it's in the 150,000 to 250,000
Yeah.
range
Yes.
that you're spending on a child. And that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
You know,
That's a hell of a lot of money. That is a hell of a lot of money. So what I'm doing here, I'm moving the bubble up because, and the reason I'm doing this, I'm actually doing this on the fly. The reason I'm doing this is because, so he has these women at his place. I think it's probably his Airbnb. They're not mic'd up, okay? And because they're not mic'd up, we can't, a lot of times what they say can be a little bit inaudible. So what I'm going to do is and so I've turned on the subtitles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move us here to the top, and there we go. That way we can see the subtitles, because we can hear clearly what Kevin is saying, but a lot of times we can't hear what the ladies are saying. And so in order to sort of compensate for that, I'm going to go ahead and move us up here to the top, and that way everyone will be able to see what these women are saying when they say it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this video started. Here we go. And whenever you want me to pause it, just tell me to pause it.
Okay, perfect.
Don't have to be defensive about it. Is there an issue here?
Uh-oh, wow,
How
already.
are you ladies doing tonight? Have you guys ever watched my show before?
I've seen some.
Good, that's good. It's better that you don't. What's your first name?
My first name's India.
India. Zena. Zena.
Wow, Zena.
Marissa? Zena, Nina, Marissa, India. I'll forget that. But yeah, my name is Kevin Samuels. I'm a image consultant, life coach. But let's be honest, most people know me because I have a show where I talk about relationships and things like that.
Hashtag average
how
at
old are
best.
you? 24? 26? 26? 22. So nobody's even over 27. So none of y'all.
Wow. So Janelle, right off the bat, I didn't catch this the first time.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, two 26-year-olds, a 24-year-old, and I think a 23-year-old if I'm
22.
22.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what are your initial thoughts? These girls are very, very young. So does that temper your expectations? Like, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, they're super young, and just, I mean, I everyone does. I definitely judge by looks. you
Okay.
know? And it's really clear by their images that they chose. I imagine they chose these images, correct? Or maybe they were taken from social, but either way, that's on social. You can kind of get an idea of who these women are, what they do, their essence, and
Yeah, they're ratchets. Janelle, just say it. They're ratchets.
There you
That's
go.
what they are. These girls, listen, man. These girls are ratchets. These are the types of girls who party on boats. They party on yachts. They get ran through by rich guys. You can just tell. Listen, you can tell by even a woman's makeup that they are ratchets. I don't see. Yeah, there you go. I don't see. So we have ratchets who are 26, 26, 22, and whatever the other one is. So the fact that they're ratchets, what do you think that's going to do to their opinions in terms of the dating market?
Their opinions are going to be really based in delusion, because they're used to these men paying them for their bodies and for their company and not for their mind.
Right. What? I can't. No, Janelle. You mean these men aren't paying them for their company, their intellect? I can't believe it. You take that back right now, young lady.
So these women are. My bar is set very low.
Okay, to put it nicely. Let's see if this lives up to it.
Y'all are in the danger zone. The danger zone is what I call the area between 27 and 35. That's the age where I think women need to focus like a laser on the outcomes they want in their life, because so much changes for women in that period. But is anybody married? Anybody have children? At the time when you turn 50 years old, what do you want life to look like?
And now the fun begins.
For you personal
Great
life,
question.
not your money and travel and all that stuff. What you want your personal life to look like? Meaning your romantic relationships, children, where you're going to be, what are you going to be doing?
For me, ideally, I like to travel a lot, so I would like to be somewhere, warm, maybe in Spain.
Wow.
With who?
With who?
I want to say something really quick.
Yeah, do it.
He literally just said, "I'm not talking about what you're going to be doing," or like he's like, "Where are you going to like?" They couldn't even follow that simple advice. He
couldn't do it.
It's like the first question. I don't know career, where you're going to be, just who you're going to be with, a personal, intimate relationship, and that couldn't be followed.
And what did she say? She said Spain. She
Well,
said
Spain
Spain.
isn't even that warm. Let's just be honest. I've been there.
No, well, it really depends upon the time you go. I've been to
It does
Barcelona. Yeah, I've been to Spain. Is absolutely fucking beautiful, but
It's gorgeous.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can just tell that she
Correct.
doesn't. Janelle, she's not too bright. She's not too bright. JBlaze11 with the $2 super chat says excited to see a collab breakdown with Janelle. Yeah, we already have 279 people watching. My cat Walter has not eaten my gerbil Phillip yet, so we're doing good. Lou Will
Good.
59 with the $5 super chat says this is for bringing back the Mario Castle music in yesterday's episode. You're the GOAT OG. Appreciate that. Yeah. You remember Mario. You and I are in the same generation. Let's continue here.
Yes.
This is difficult. I don't really believe in marriage. I don't believe in marriage.
Uh-oh. I don't believe in marriage. What are your thoughts there? Why doesn't she believe in marriage?
Gosh. Well, here's the thing. I think that there's a few reasons.
Okay.
One, she doesn't believe in marriage because I think she doesn't think that that's attainable for her right now.
Right.
She may not say that, but let's
Right.
just be honest. Society has, even though things have drastically changed
Right.
generation to generation from where we grew up to where we are now, we
Mhm.
know that.
Mhm.
Where people are getting married older in life, they're doing careers first and all that stuff.
Right.
People are still getting married.
Sure.
And most little girls have been conditioned to want to be married. This is just true. You know, you play this when you're a little girl,
That's right.
walking down the aisle, you dream. So for a woman to say, I don't believe in marriage, that's like, poof, poof, red flags.
Yep. I agree with you
Right?
100%. I think she wants to be married, but she knows she's not wife material. So she is preemptively circumventing the rejection, the preemptive rejection of being a wife. She's not a wife, and she knows she's not a wife. That's why she doesn't believe in marriage. This is just like niggas who used to come in my comments say, oh, I don't like white girls. White girls are not attractive. Yes, they are. You just can't date them, and that's
Yeah,
why
you
you're
can't date
pretending
them.
that you don't like them. Exactly.
It's not that she doesn't believe in marriage, it's that marriage doesn't believe in her.
Ooh, god damn. If I had the Mike Tyson's punch out knockout scene, I would definitely put that. Yeah, marriage does not much believes in her, except for those goddamn nails. Black Wolf Inc. with the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Bryce Friday says, Kevin asking where they see themselves in 50 years is pointless. Women never think in the long term. Yeah, they very rarely do.
Such a good one. Such a good one.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's kind of, yeah, they're city girls. Exactly.
So whatever happens, happens. I do believe in like adoption, so I would love to have kids.
You just don't want to give birth?
I don't mind giving birth.
So what I'm asking,
I don't mind giving birth. Oh,
I don't mind giving birth.
God.
I mind giving birth, and I did it natural.
Jesus Christ. Whew. Wow.
what do you want, not what do you mind?
Well, I feel like what I want changes all the time. So I
That's true.
I feel like what I want changes all the time. Now,
That's
she's right. She's right.
it's true.
And guys, this is why women need a strong man to guide them. And I say this all the time, Janelle, and I want to know what your thoughts here are on this. Women's bodies, every 28 days, your bodies are preparing yourself to become pregnant, okay?
Yep.
This is called your menstrual cycle. And for that reason, your body is never chemically identical from one day to the next. It fucks with your emotions, your hormones. So one day you could be feeling one way, the next day you could be feeling a completely different way. So when she says, I feel like what I want changes all the time, she is telling the absolute truth because she's just not mentally, she's not mentally the same. What are your thoughts on guys who, oh my God, women don't know what the fuck they want? To that, I would say, listen, that is the feminine condition. What say you?
Yeah, so it's like what we say in Tantra, and I love throwing the esoteric in here just because it's fun to bring in some new terms. It's the Shakti energy. The Shiva is the masculine and the feminine is the Shakti.
Okay.
Shakti energy is everything that is chaotic. It's like the weather. If you were to take the universe, like the earth,
Mhm.
the earth is the feminine Shakti energy. The cosmos, when you look up in nature at night,
Mhm.
that is, or up into the universe, that is the masculine presence. So even, we've had some crazy storms, like hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes,
Right.
the light. It destroys, it wreaks havoc on the world. But what happens immediately after the storm, if you look up into the cosmos,
Mhm.
has that changed? Has that changed? No.
No. Mm-mm.
Stars are, and so that is what you talked about, the masculine presence.
Yes.
That is unchanging, unwavering.
Yes.
We're talking
Ah,
about physical now. And so the women's energy, the feminine,
Yes.
is always changing. So for men that are saying that about women, it's just you got to learn how to be that masculine
That's right.
presence that's unwavering, unchanging. Even when your woman tries to fight you on it,
That's right.
you got to be the leader.
Dude, I could not have said that better. And here's something else. Women don't know what they want. Gentlemen, this is not a bad thing. This is who women are, okay? Yeah. Women complain about, God, he's so stubborn, he doesn't move, he's steadfast. Well, guess what, guys? That's sort of, and I'm not into the spirit thing, but that's kind of the yin and the yang. Yeah. Women are always changing. So you must be like a tree. A woman needs you. A woman needs you to not let her win these battles where she tries to push you in all sorts of different directions. This is why she chose you, because she knows that you are immovable. Now, becoming immovable, it certainly takes practice, because I have wilted under the whims of a woman. This is something that we've all done when we were young. But it's just like Janelle said. It's just a part of who women are. This is something you're going to have to accept and adapt to. And when I say adapt, this means maintaining frame. Do not be like the water, gentlemen. Women are like water. They're all over the place. You must be like a tree. Very good analogy about the earth and the earth and the yeah, that makes perfect sense. Slambright, $5 says these women that Kevin had on in Miami, the most important relationship they want is with themselves. Anything else is just for show. God damn. Good God almighty. JBlaze11 on the Sharpe stream side says, if I had a daughter, she's going to live in my house until she has a man I approve of. Real talk. Let's continue.
Bit by bit, and I don't ever try to like keep myself in one little spot.
Okay, let's just pause it right here. She's got these Wolverine nails.
I was like, oh God.
Yeah, the one thing, and this might be disgusting, but the one thing that crosses my mind when I see women with nails like this is, how do they wipe their ass? Like,
what's going on with this? Like,
I don't understand.
I don't know, and I know it's like culture. I don't know, but I just don't think it's sanitary.
No, it cannot be sanitary. Number one. Number two, with nails that long, you might as well not have hands. What can you do? Seriously, how are you going to be used? Honestly, Janelle, how can you be useful?
How are you going to take care of babies?
How are you going to grab a penis? How can you grab a penis with nails that long?
Actually,
there you go. Right. How are you going to grab a penis? How can you give him a hand job? How can you, not only that, how can you be of use to a man with nails that long? You can't type. You can't write. You can barely hold the phone. Ladies, this is not attractive. Janelle, can I get a cosign on this?
It's when I saw it, and again, oh gosh, I'm just like, I know women are gonna bash me, but it's all good, because I know what works and I know what doesn't work. So that's it. It's just polarity. It's not attractive to me to see this. And nice, and I'm actually going to get my nails done today. And
good.
They don't even look like they need done, right? But
right.
I keep them nice and short.
Good.
And manicured. I happen to have really nice long fingers, so that's
okay.
a plus. But you don't want crazy like long nails like that. It's unsanitary.
Yes.
Like you were saying, you can't do anything with a dick like that. Like,
no.
What are you gonna do? And if you do want to be wiped up, how are you gonna cook and do dishes and take care of a child? Like with these nails that could hurt your baby.
Well, you didn't listen. You didn't hear from the great philosopher Cardi B, as she mentioned, quoted on the Dead Sea Scrolls, the WAP, she said, quote, I don't cook, I don't clean, but I still got the ring, end quote. I guess that's kind of what
this is the whole thing that's ruining, like, the Beyoncés and the Cardi B's of the world. Like, yes, these women are freaking crazy outliers, because they are, they make millions or billions. I don't know if Beyonce is one or close. She's up
close.
There. She's close. I know she's up there. And these women, they're inter-fucking-tainers. They are here to entertain your life.
There it is.
Which means that they don't really apply to the rules. The rules don't apply to them. She got Jay-Z. I forget who Cardi B got. Is it Travis? No.
Offset.
Someone that raps, whatever. So you can't use these women, and women are like, oh, we run the world. No, you don't. It's just a good, catchy song. Women
check this out. Beyonce's steady singing all my single ladies, but then she goes back to fucking Jay-Z. Right?
She gets a ring. So the thing is, these women are following these. I don't listen to this kind of music. I just don't, because I don't believe
it's entertainment.
Like, but these women follow it and they're like, oh, women power. It's like, stop. You're ruining your lives and the lives of the rest of the women that are around you in future generations.
One of the things that women do on the regular that cripples their lives and their relationships is they compare themselves and their relationships and lives to celebrities. You ain't Beyonce. Niggas, you ain't Jay-Z. You ain't Michelle Obama. You did. I mean, you did. Honestly, to be honest with you, the only celebrity relationship that most relationships here in 2022 resemble are Will and Jada. And don't nobody want to be them, do they? Like, nobody's talking about Will and Jada no more as a strong couple. Nah, we want to be the Obamas. We want to be Jay-Z and Beyonce. Fuck out of here, man.
Come on. And we all know what happens in that dynamic too with,
of course.
with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Man, you don't think Barack was smashing white girls in the Oval Office? You don't think he had one of his campaign aides who he decided to come on, man? He was smashing Becky, Marisol, Mylene, and Jamila, and Michelle probably knew about it. He probably had her off of Camp David somewhere.
Correct.
Fuck out of here, man. All right, Black Wolf Inc., $5 super chat says, this discussion Kevin Samuels had with these women was textbook Manosphere 101. He basically created a fresh and fit debate and did a phenomenal job in keeping them in line. Yeah, absolutely. Emmett Trill says, I wish Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit were cool because they could have tagged him and teamed on this concept. It is what it is. Not every sometimes men just don't get along. It is what it is.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Alpha men, sometimes just with other alpha men. That's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
This is what I want. This is what I'm always going to want. Because I know when I'm 50, whatever I'm daydreaming about right now as a 24-year-old might change.
50, what does a personal life look like?
At home with my cats.
At home with your cats. Meow, meow, meow.
This bitch actually just said at
Meow,
home with her
meow,
cats.
meow, meow,
Unbelievable.
meow.
She's already given up.
She's 24. Or she's 24.
She's already talking about cats, man.
Meaning what?
Well, I guess would personal count as what I want with like my business?
Well, because if you secure the cat, so any children?
Secure the cat.
Your cats living where?
This has got to be a shirt.
No. Like 50 years old, what do you want your relationship life to look like?
I want to be somebody's bad 50-year-old wife. I want my kids to be grown by then. So
how old are you?
I'm 26, so I know.
Okay, so she's got to have kids right now. If she's trying to,
she needs to get impregnated on the show.
like, yes, like she needs to be pissing plus sign right after the show, because by the time she's 50, her kid will be not 24. Her kid will be 20. I mean, at that point, if you're going to be somebody's bad 50-year-old wife. So once again, I want to be bad. I want to be the trophy wife. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a trophy, but you gotta be a wife first. Gotta be a wife
correct.
first.
Okay.
I'm coming to the danger zone.
How many kids?
2, if I don't find, I always said I wanted 3. So I want 2, and if it's like not too much overload, if I can do a 3rd, I'll have to.
So somebody.
I'll have 2, but if it's not like if the coochie is not overloaded, I might squeeze out a 3rd one.
I know.
Oh boy.
His wife with 2 kids.
Grown kids.
Grown kids. What do you call grown?
Just 18.
Out the house.
Out the house.
So you're gonna have to start get married and start having kids because you do that by 50.
Like today.
You have to
Today, like
Yes.
get a ring and
Yes.
get on
31 to be out of the house. Math. See, I'm big on math.
And here he goes, Janelle. This is what I was talking about. He is big. See, a lot of people say Kevin is big on statistics, and he is, but he is much bigger on math. Watch how he breaks this down, and I want to get your thoughts on this.
I'm kind of the same. I do want to be married with kids. I don't know if I necessarily want to retire here.
How many kids?
Probably about 2 or 3. Not too many.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Which one?
Like I want a girl and a boy. So if I have a girl and a boy by 2.
And you want 2?
Well, I wanted 5, but like.
See, that's what I'm trying to add.
See, here he goes. Listen, when he hears these grandiose numbers from these girls, that's when he gets, he's like, well, wait a minute, 5 kids. Do y'all know how much kids are? Everybody wants to have, see, the reason why my mom got away with having 5 kids and not being broke in the beginning is because my father was in the military, right? However many kids we had, that was the housing that we were blessed with.
Allotted.
There you go. You know exactly how that goes.
I looked up those. I said 150 to 2. So the average, I was correct, but I had to check my stats. So it's 233,000 dollars per app is
Woo!
average what it takes to raise a child.
Jesus Christ. Ay, ay, ay.
No big
Okay.
deal. And you want 5 of them.
I ain't, now you're crossing into 7 figures. Look, check it out. I love kids. I ain't got it. Sorry.
But you said you also want to be somebody's bad wife. Do you want to work? What percentage of the family financial load
Here we
do you
go.
have to be responsible
great.
for a lifetime?
Um,
Meaning,
For a lifetime.
meaning you can't,
have to be.
yeah, have to be,
Able to.
not able to, not able to be. You got to get it.
There you go.
Got to make it. What percent do you want to have to be responsible for you, your children, your husband?
Janelle, why don't women, or men for that matter, why don't women think about this? This is a very poignant question he's asking. What percentage of the family finances do you want to have to be responsible for when you have XYZ children? Why don't women think of this? Because this is the reason big families oftentimes are broke, because they didn't anticipate the cost of having multiple kids.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is true in business, it's true in life, and it's true in family
Okay.
relationship dynamics. You have to anticipate the possible worst. Like,
Okay.
you have to always be willing to anticipate that there's going to be a shit show so that you can be prepared for it. Because as all business owners know, the only thing we can predict is unpredictable.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Like that's
Right.
the only thing we can predict.
Right.
There's something so I think with this requires a lot of logical thinking. Women do not think logically, they think emotionally.
Right.
Because I want a man, I want the fairy tale wedding, I want the big rock, I want to be the trophy wife, I want to have romantic dinners, I want to go on vacations, I want to have kids and post on Pinterest and Facebook, and they don't think about the money that it takes to make all that shit happen.
That's right. And you want to know why they don't think about that? Because we live in and we're going to sound old. By the way, Devin and I, listen to this. You're gonna love this. Just off the topic. So we went out for a really nice dinner on New Year's Eve before we went and saw a comedy show. It was great. Had this big expensive meal, unbelievable dessert. Do you know what we did after that? We ordered coffee. We had coffee after our dinner and dessert. So we are officially, we're old. We're old. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I'd like 2 cups of coffee. And I was like, oh shit. I looked at it. I was like, oh shit. I was like, dude, we're fucking old. We're drinking.
Old now.
Anyway.
Oh my God. Love it.
And Bryce Friday in the chat makes a perfect comparison. He says, women are drawn to lifestyles of celebrities and want to be there without understanding what it took to get there. And that's the point I was making with being in a microwave society. We follow people on Instagram and social media, and we see all of the cars they drive, and we see the lifestyle they live. Now, a lot of times, social media influencers will sort of post the process. Here, this is what I'm doing to get to where I want to go. But
Yeah.
most women are not interested in the working part, or they're not interested in knowing about it. Women aren't stupid, Janelle. They know that it takes a lot of work to get there, but for whatever reason, they're not acknowledging that, hey, you can't just pop out 5 kids and be, Swiss Family, or that's a bad example, and be the fucking
I know
Brady
that one,
Bunch, right?
actually.
Okay, all right. I figured you probably would. Why do so living in a microwave society? Why do men and women alike? Why do they fail to see the work that's involved? Do you think they're remaining willfully ignorant, or do you think they're just saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to find someone who's already there?
I think I like that word or that phrase, willful ignorance. I think
Yeah.
that what you said about the social media is a huge component on it. When you get into these intimate relationships or whatever connections, you're not thinking about any of that stuff per se, especially from a woman's perspective. You're just like, is he going to call me back? Does he
Sure.
like me? Are we going to be good together? What baby names can you just get caught up in the whole, and social media has made it worse because now there's couples posting and
Oh yeah.
blogging together and, oh, this is the love, and it's like, if you don't have that, there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
When I actually think, and I think we should do a huge show on this, that I don't think it's actually super healthy to put all your relationship stuff on social.
Huh, okay.
I think it's actually a bad look. So back to your initial question, I think that women especially, are living in a fantasy world.
Of course.
And the fantasy world has become their new reality.
Yes.
So it's like they just want to, this is just what I saw on social and my
Yes.
favorite blogger, and they're going and traveling and they've got matching cars and Louis and all this sort of thing, and they think that stuff just appears out of thin air.
Shit.
And so they're not putting in the logic and reason behind how do we map this out? How do we get from A to Z as far as having a family and even a cost of a wedding today?
Oh my God, dude.
That right there alone is enough to put, people
That's
in
a second
in
mortgage.
debt. It's a second, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is all like when the music stops and there's no more like, fantasy,
And
then
the honeymoon is over.
the honeymoon is over and the endorphins, the hormone, because there's phases in relationship. You
Of
go
course.
through the honeymoon phase,
Right.
and you go through the oh shit, all this hormones are
The oh shit phase.
what's keeping us going, and then once that's there, it's like, can we make it? And this is a really crucial point in a lot of people's relationship.
Very good. Very
And
well
yeah,
said.
so
Teddy KGB, $5 said, true story, no lie. The last 3 girls I dated had difficulty stating they could not give up their dogs over a man. I wouldn't. I mean, look, I would. Guess what? I wouldn't give up my dogs over a woman. Animals
Well,
are. Say
but,
again.
but women should. I'm not saying to give up your animals. I know that sounds mean, but with how the dating pool is, you should be able to give up.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so.
Do you want to snuggle with a dog, or do you want a man that's like by your, like, to me,
They
it's
want
a
a man.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
no-brainer, but I get it,
Listen, giving up your dog would be fucking difficult. It would, but if you want him bad enough, you'll do what needs to be done. So Geeky Anomaly in the chat says, that's not an old thing, Donovan. It's a culture thing. French and Italians, that's actually, okay, French and Italians order coffee and espresso after dinner regardless of age. This is true. I've been to Paris twice, and every time we go out, people are always drinking espresso after dinner. So that doesn't,
They
okay.
are.
Well, thank you very much, Geeky Anomaly, for making me not sound old. Let's continue.
Everything.
I don't want to have to be. I want the man to be.
Okay, if you don't get married, if you don't get
If I
married,
don't get-
if you don't get married, what percentage of your financial load are you gonna have to be responsible
Here we go.
for? 100%.
100%.
So when you get married, what percentage do you want to have to be?
I don't want either one of us to have to be responsible for.
So where's all this money gonna come from?
No one needs to be responsible.
No one needs to be. So in other words, so I guess they want a net worth of millions of dollars. Sweetheart, like, you don't just become Jay-Z. You don't just become, I still call him Puff Daddy. It takes work to get there. These things don't, like, you don't become a social media influencer and voila, you have a 7-figure bank account. What in the world is this woman thinking, Janelle?
It is delusional fantasy, women's la la land, stuff that's being fed through movies, music, and social media. It's just, it's so detrimental to
crazy.
society. I don't understand. Like, I don't want any of this to be
Yes,
responsible.
we're just gonna be rich. How are
Let's
you
just
gonna
see
be
how-
rich? We're just gonna be rich. Where's the money gonna come from? I don't know. Fucking hell, man.
It's just so, like, common sense is not too common anymore, and
That's the truth. That's the truth. Guys, be sure to follow Janelle on IG at I am Janelle Gordon. All of her links are in the chat. No, I'm sorry. All of her links are in the description. Also, check out some of her other links and subscribe to her YouTube channel, guys. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. How many? So we're trying to get Janelle to 5,000 subscribers. 5,000 subscribers. Let's do it.
I've got some great new content coming y'all's way.
Oh,
so let's
perfect.
Get you there.
Perfect.
Yes.
And I think I forgot to send you last week's show. I'll send you last week's show and this week's show, and you can put the full shows on your channel and tag me in it.
Oh, please do that.
Yes,
Oh my God.
absolutely. Yeah, I totally
Please do
forgot
that.
last
Okay.
week. Yes,
Yes,
listen, you have my
let's do-
verbal permission. The show in its entirety, you can just put it right up. You can even use the same thumbnail, and that'll really help you in the algorithm.
Okay, thank you so much, Donovan. I'm super stoked.
Absolutely. Adrilius Prime says she's winning the lotto, I guess. Yeah, I suppose. I guess. That's a strategy.
Still not an answer though. See, when I ask you if you don't get married, you're clear. When I ask about marriage, you can tell me you want to be somebody's bad wife or kid. When I ask you about the money, it gets real vague. So what do you want to be? I mean, honestly, what do you?
I want to be.
Do you want to have to work?
I don't want to have to. No. I
Okay.
don't wanna
Okay. So
Okay.
then, but it doesn't matter if you want to. But if you don't, so this is the point about like the percentage you want to have to contribute. It impacts the family. So what
Right.
impact do you want to have? Do you want your money to have on your children? And your
Uh-oh.
family?
Okay, I think I can kind of think of this. Less than half, and I say less than half because I just want
Less than half meaning 49%. I'm going to get very specific.
It's funny. They're being tongue in cheek, and Kevin he's like, look, oh, fun fact. Myself, Kevin Samuels, and Myron Gaines, we are all left-handed.
Wow.
Who knew? Yeah, who fucking knew? Yeah, we're just.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why we're all fucking crazy. Yes,
true.
but they're all tongue-in-cheek, less than half, and now Kevin's about to get very specific. Here's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah. This is
So we
great.
might as well just stop dancing around numbers because
Ooh.
I'm gonna keep digging.
Uh-oh.
Well, because it matters. I'm gonna show you
That's
guys
right.
why it matters.
Okay. 35%.
So 35%, that's more than 25%. So if you sat down with a table with 3 legs, okay? If I remove one leg, can that table stand?
Nope.
No. So if you stop with your 30%, 35%, the family falls.
Wow.
So you want to
If I stop.
no, but see, you don't want to have to be, and that's
There
the
you
thing.
go.
If you,
I don't want to have to
but
be.
no, for sure, the man has to do what he has to do. And what I'm getting
So, wait, hold on real quick. What is it?
is you really want the man to carry.
There it is. And Geeky Anomaly said it in the chat. Basically, they just want the man to carry them. That's why she's saying, well, I don't want to have to work, but if I had to, 35% of the income. Now, here's the thing. I am not against a woman wanting to live a comfortable life not having to work. However, that comes at a cost. That comes
That
with
does it does come at a cost.
There you go. And what is that
Yes.
cost, Janelle?
Well, I see it here all the time in Newport Beach.
Oh, God, of course.
I live in Newport Beach, and yeah, you said you have a friend that lives here, so I'm sure he can co-sign with this.
Okay.
The women, this is Newport Beach, Orange County, California, is the 7th richest economy in the world.
Yep.
In the world, okay? So there's money here, right? Let's just say that. And so I do see a lot of these housewives that are here in my neighbors of me.
Right.
There's a certain look, if you will, that comes along with that.
Okay.
And now these women, and then there's a few things. They're attractive.
That's right.
They're not crazy attractive, but they are fuckable, wifeable attractive.
There you
if
go.
that makes sense.
There you
They
go.
do not look like any of these women sitting at this table.
No,
Let's
ratchets.
just be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are a little demure. The style around here is very Tory Burch, Lululemon,
Okay.
Kate Spade,
Okay.
that kind of, it's very like classy but still wealthy, classy.
Yes. Very homely, wealthy. Yes.
Homely.
Yes.
They
right.
are I'm not saying that a lot of these women are educated. I
Okay.
would say some of them, but not crazy educated.
Not PhD.
It's just
I'm a
it's
PhD.
like it's me. Like you can take me to these galas and I'm able to talk
Right.
and not have nails that are out to here or
Talk about, where they put the chicken wings at? Where the chicken wings and the
Exactly.
chitlins at? Like, bitch, get out of here.
and they're able to bear children, care for children. They don't have to keep up a home because obviously there's
That's
the
outsourced.
financial.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's a certain woman, and I see the woman everywhere.
That's right.
It's like that's the same. Oh, it's the same woman.
That's right. That's right.
So, and that is what comes along with if you want to be wiped up at that level of that 1%, which
And-
is what is out here.
So the cost is staying attractive, doing
Yeah.
what you have to stay attractive. My guess is that obedience, submission, femininity, cooperation. You can't be, and she says, well, I want to be a bad bitch at 50. Listen, you can be a bad bitch at 50, but bad bitches don't get wifed up at 50 years old. There's no such thing as a 50-year-old wife who's a bad bitch. Listen, even Jeff Bezos could do a lot better than the woman.
Bezos' wife was like, damn, man, she was hot.
Yes, I mean, Mackenzie Bezos, she looked good. She really did. But the girl he's with now, I think she's right around his age. He could do a lot better. But the point is that she does her level best to stay looking good for him.
To stay looking good.
There you
Correct.
go. And so that's the cost. You can't be strong and independent. You can't have your own thing. You can't run your own business. No. When you want to live that kind of life, you belong to the man. That
You
is the
do.
Yes, that is.
This is a great question, and this is a great. Not to cut you off.
No,
this
go
leads
ahead.
me to a great point because I've had this conversation with my guy, and I've said, listen, I don't have to be like this is me taking care of my son and providing.
Sure, of course.
But I will give up whatever my business, my life to follow you.
There you go.
Most women will not
never do that. Why I got to give myself up for a man?
Because he's the leader and I want to serve him and I want to be by his side. That's why.
There you go. There you go.
I don't want to be a cat lady.
These women, these are the kinds of women who want the life without having to pay the price. There is always a price to be paid. You cannot be somebody's bad bitch wife at 50 years old if you're acting and looking like that. It's just not going to work that way. Let's continue.
The bulk of the financial responsibility, and yours is discretionary. You don't want the family to fall if you don't bring it in. That's 10%. It's a tip. It's a tip.
It's 10%.
Yo, my man said that's a tip.
I missed that the last time.
Hashtag, just let me put the tip in.
How do you say that? Because you say have to be. So if
Well, when I say right now, have to be, you got your own car note, your own rent, your own everything. If you don't pay that, shit happens.
That's right.
You have to get it paid. You know that. So if you got to figure out how to make it happen. But when a man comes into the equation, it tends to be, a lot of women today tend to get real vague on what they're supposed to be have to do.
That's right.
But it's real clear what he has to do.
There you go.
That's what I was, yeah.
Janelle, this is exactly what we were talking about. This is exactly what we were talking about. It's clear what we got to do. It is clear what we got to do. We got to make the money. We got to keep the lights on. It's our responsibility to make sure that our women keep up the lifestyle that they are accustomed to living. There is a cost for that. I don't do what I do for Devin for nothing. Every relationship is transactional. What say you?
Yeah. And here's the thing. I tell this to my women in my mastermind. I tell them, and maybe I don't know if I can say this or not without getting in trouble.
Yeah,
can you say Can you say that word?
Ladies of the night.
Ladies of the night.
There you go.
I say that every woman, including my rich housewives around here in Newport, is a lady of the night. In a way, to an extent.
Of course.
Because, and I posted this, I have a women's group on Facebook, over 1,000 members, and they were like, wow, like no one has ever been ballsy enough to say that. I said, we all have. We have all been a lady of the night at some point in our life.
And guess what, Janelle? We as men, we have all been Johns at some point in our lives. Listen, here's the difference. The difference between that purely transactional, and let's keep it real, the lady of the night and the John relationship, that's as close to a pure working relationship as it gets. He is paying her for a service and she provides him the service, then they go their separate ways. When you go when you go several levels up, when you're talking about relationships, now we're talking about emotions. However, if Devin didn't have sex with me, if she didn't remain sexually attractive, no relationship. If I didn't make the money that I make and take care of her, no relationship. So listen, we can put all the fluff we want on it. Without sexual access to her and without access to my finances, nothing happens.
That's correct. That's exactly correct.
These women have to understand this.
It's transactional.
It is transactional, and that's
there's love.
Yes,
but it's still transactional.
It's still transactional, and that's not a bad thing.
So, if you don't want the family to be at any, if you don't work, if you don't decide to work, whatever, 10% is as much as a hit of an income that any family could sustain one person not working. We've heard of economic classes, right? Lower class, middle class, upper class.
This is funny right here.
What would you think your dating class is?
Oh boy.
Where you rank and where are your men?
So this is who he's asking. This is the chick on the left or on the right.
How much is upper class?
Oh, I'm upper class, bitch.
I'm upper class. Yep.
What class would you be?
This right here, this is a waste of talent. This is a beautiful woman. She's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
Beautiful,
Makeup,
dude.
The hair.
Oh my God, the cheekbones, the cheek lines.
What's
with the bull? Yes, dude, classically beautiful.
Excessive makeup and the hair is just saddens me.
The bull ring, the hair, the shit, the shit collecting fingernails.
And the brows it's just like it just everything needs to be taken down 90%.
A little bit of makeup, and this woman, dude, this woman is a solid 9. The tattoo. Oh, dude, of course, the tattoos.
Gosh.
Beautiful woman, and she's probably the 22-year-old, man.
probably is.
insanity.
But she looks older, and it's just
She
because of
does.
the makeup and stuff she's wearing.
She is fucking gorgeous. Unfortunately, she looks like a clown with the tattoos and the bull ring. What, Janelle, please. Listen, maybe it's something I'm missing. What's with the bull ring? Like, do you understand that, or is that something that even you're in the dark about? I don't understand why women think that's...
I don't get it. It's just, it's not sexy. It
No.
looks, it does, it looks like, it makes her look animalistic, but not in a sexy way.
No.
It's just like, does she have burgers hanging out of her nose?
Ooh.
Like,
What happens when she blows her nose?
I don't even know.
Jesus.
It's just not attractive. She has stunning features. She doesn't need half of the makeup. Her hair, it's a hot mess. The tattoos and the nail, it's just, she just looks like a hood rat, you know?
Yep.
You know, it's just sad because this is what's trending on these girls on YouTube taking 2 hours to do these crazy makeup. It's like, dude, stop already.
I did a live stream where, because I was not aware, because a lot of guys in this audience, they say makeup is witchcraft, and I was like, guys, listen, we want women to look their best.
A little bit.
There you go. I was like, we want women to wear makeup, accentuate their feminine features, et cetera, et cetera. And so I did a live stream where I looked at different YouTube tutorials, and Janelle, these chicks went. It was like they didn't even look like the same person. I was blown away.
They're aliens, and it's so sad because women are trending, and then they're putting all these chemicals and toxins on their face. I mean, I have makeup on, but it's like barely noticeable.
Yes, and you also have very good skin.
Thank you, and you are what you eat. I'm a firm advocate and believer in that. So we should do a whole talk about that.
You're a vegan, correct?
I am. I'm mostly like I actually took the dive this year, and I'm doing no more, like I do some honey and some like ghee and Ayurvedic things, but yeah, I'm 99% plant-based, and I really do think it does make a difference in women's. If you ask this question, can we ask this question?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
How many times have you been with a woman, either gone down or had sexual relations with her? I don't know what we can say here.
And her pH balance was off?
Yes, and it has been a not pleasant smell or taste. I'd like to hear how many times have you experienced this? And
how many times have you driven? So how many times have you driven downtown and you smelled sewage in the air from the to keep it YouTube friendly?
Yes, and this, like, please let us know. Yes or no. Yes or no. Yeah. And this is all because of what women are eating.
Okay, very good. Ostrike with the $10 super chat says, I have a theory that women are going ham on body modification because all these tattoos and crap are what they find attractive in bad boy men. They must think attraction is symmetrical. Janelle, I've been saying this for years and years and years. Dude, what makes us attractive to you are not the same things that make you attractive to us. These women actually think that these bull rings and these sleeve tattoos what gives us a boner are your fake tits, your shapely ass.
Correct. And the feminine characteristics and curves and contours, even if you're not curvy, like just your feminine essence, the way your hips move, the way your hair, brushes across your face, the way, your collar, like all of this is feminine. And women have lost that art of being feminine, and they think that who is this? Ostrike?
Yeah, Ostrike.
He's Ostrike. He's exactly correct. Women have been conditioned now to become masculine.
Yes.
And because it's messing up the polarity. I think tattoos are okay as long as they are not seen. I have mine are all, you can't see them in clothing, and they're very tasteful and dainty and delicate. I'm not saying like women should go out and get a bunch of tattoos, but I definitely do not think they should be like,
yeah, like these big chest pieces and these sleeves
like little ones, here and there. But I think little flowers, butterflies, whatever.
Sure, a little tramp stamp, Like, listen, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Tramp stamp is good. Everyone loves that. But that's covered. If you're taking me to a cocktail party or to a work event, you're not able to see that, and you're not thinking, oh, this chick's a slut.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, I don't want people to think a certain way of me. Somebody else.
Don't dress like that. Don't look like that.
Right. If you don't want to be treated like a slut, here's a thought. Don't act like one. Yes.
Pens markers and put them over your face and hair.
Geeky Anomaly says this makeup job is masculine looking, and I agree. I think it's making her. I think it makes her features look a little bit too sharp. Again, she's she's very stunning, but there's no softness to her face. I just don't understand. I don't understand what that is. REI 12 figure says salute to my man Donovan. He ain't God, but he's definitely the Lord of Hosts. I appreciate that. So Jay Blaze 11 on the Sharpe stream side says I saw Anna Akena do her makeup. She didn't look like the same person. Yeah, man. Like, and again, this woman could be so much more attractive, but like most women, she's bought into the bullshit. Let's continue.
Me or who I date?
Both. First, your dating class. What dating class is your man in?
I'm in lower class.
Okay. That's where your man is?
No, that's me.
Okay, where would your man be? Your partner, your person.
This bitch is probably so stupid. She'll say, math class?
My ideal person.
Jesus.
My ideal person? No shit, dude.
Yeah, right?
Okay, and how much does that person earn annually?
Uh-oh.
Over $1 million a year.
Over $1 million a year, but her man is middle class. That sounds upper class.
That doesn't even, yeah.
This woman wants a man who earns over $1 million a year. Do you know how rare that is?
1%.
That's less than, dude. Listen, I make over $500,000 a year, and I'm in less than the top 0.5 percentile. So men who make in this, dude, men who make into the seven figures, not only are they rare, they're not wifing this chick up. Not with a goddamn bull ring.
No.
Okay. Wait.
I love how Kevin's poker face is. This bitch just fixed her mouth to say $1 million, and Kevin just said, okay. Me, I'd have been like, hold up. I'd have been like, no, bitch, you are crazy. Nope. Kevin he's like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
then he hits him with the math. Yes, right.
Where your dating class be? Where are you? Middle class? That's where you rank yourself as a woman?
I thought it was for my financial.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Don't nobody care about your finances, boo.
Put yourself out in the market. And if you had to put your dating class as a ranking, what would you rank yourself? What do you look at yourself as? Are you lower, middle, upper?
Dating as a person.
Like you. Like when you walk out in the world,
These girls ain't too bright.
They're just not understanding it. I don't, it's like he's spelling it out.
Listen, man, and I'm not trying to sit here and justify my decisions, right? This is why my girlfriend is not in her 20s. A lot of guys say, you red pill guys are hypocrites. You talk about younger women, but your girlfriends are all old. Listen, man,
There's a reason.
There's a huge, listen, young women ain't what they used to be, man.
No.
40, 50 years ago, young women actually used to be worth the damn. But you're listening to these women in their 20s. They can't even comprehend a simple fucking question.
They're
so what?
Dumb as rocks.
Dude, I dated one girl. I had to, oh my God. Long story short, this girl was a smoke show. I met her when she was 19. She was 3 weeks in post-op after she swindled a boob job from her fiance. I fucked her on and off for almost 3 years. Hottest girl I've ever been in a semi-relationship with. This girl was as dumb as a fucking candlestick. I had to explain to her how the government works. We're sitting there watching something on the news about, it was some sort of unrest and people running around with guns. And she says, why is their country like that? I was like, well, because there's political unrest. I mean, I may as well have given her like a fractal from like trigonometry or calculus. And she says, but where are the cops? And I was like, cops? And I was like, wait a minute. Okay. And I'm still thinking that this girl's not as dumb as I think she is. I said, okay, check this out. If I go outside and I kick somebody's ass, what's going to happen? She says, you'll be arrested. I said, okay. I said, who is going to arrest me? She said, the police officers. I said, right. And who pays the police officer? And her mind went blank. That's when it hit me. This bitch has no idea how the government works. I said, Chrissy, these people, there is no government. So there's no people to pay cops. They don't put down, like it costs money to put up street signs. It costs money to have ordinances and laws. And she's, that's how, I said, you think all this stuff just happens? You think cops are just out here stopping people and putting themselves in harm's way out of the kindness of their own heart? She says, well, no. Then who pays them? She said, We do? Bravo! Very good. She's like,
Oh my gosh.
she was
No,
really upset with that.
These hot young women are great to fuck, and that's
That's
it. But
about it.
if you want a partner or a woman that's going to follow your lead and that's going to support you and cook for you and just be this doting housewife and take care of your needs, then you need someone that's a little more mature. And it's just true. And there's still hot women that are quote older.
Of course.
Look at your lady. Look at me.
Yeah,
right. And that have brains. Not. It's just
yes.
like,
Listen. Yeah. I totally get that. And listen, if women do start to step up their game in their 19, 20, 21 years old, then guess what? Older women are going to have some problems. That's not going to happen in my lifetime.
Not happening anytime soon. And social media has been our greatest friend in that.
Yes, it has, because bitches put their dumbness on display for all the world to see. They do not discriminate, that they are as dumb as a fucking television set. I swear to God, dude, young women, maybe it's just Vegas, but young women in Vegas are fucking like, Anyway. The Clark County school system failed America.
Oh, yes, they did here.
Scootum Seabum 893 says, running behind, but I'm 19, and it's 100% cottage cheese and rotten smell taste. I have almost a fear of it now. Oof, boy. Oh, that's not good.
You're hard on that one,
Jesus
dear.
Christ. Wow. Mark Martin, maybe you're the race car driver, $5 says, Donovan, what is never discussed is that these women have high expectations on becoming a trophy wife, and maid is hired to do their job instead of them. Wow. JBlaze11 on the Sharpe stream side says, send all these bitches to the Middle East for 5 days. They'll come back. Correct. Yes, the hell they would. They'll know that money doesn't grow on trees. Wintrell says, Kevin's patience is surgical in this interview, as it has to be. Let's continue.
Well, no. Well, it's kind of like, people are, you ask women where you rank yourself all the time. There's a thing called sexual.
Rate yourself, how they say, 1 to 10.
Well, and because we tend to date in our class. So where's your dating class?
Right now, my dating class, or what I'm exposed to, like who I'm dating, I would say middle class.
And who are you? So that's the man.
Oh yeah, that's the man.
And then where would you rank yourself?
You.
Jesus.
Okay. What about you?
As far as how I rank myself, I feel like I'm upper class.
Upper class.
Oh, wow.
Upper
With
class.
the hair.
Like, listen, man.
Oh.
And again, listen, she has good skin, but honestly, and I'm not trying to be mean-spirited here, but she kind of looks like a clown, and she doesn't have to.
Like Ronald McDonald.
Yes.
And I think that she could be a nice-looking girl without all the crazy. I mean, I get fake eyelashes too, but they look natural.
They touch her fucking eyebrows, man. Jesus.
And the hair, and then the gloss. It's and the neon. It is like Ronald McDonald's sister. I don't get it.
Ronna McDonald. Yes.
What are we doing? And then I'm sure she's an attractive woman. Like, it's just not. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, dude. And then she says, as far as my rank, I feel like upper class. Oh boy, let's listen. Let's try to stomach the rest of this explanation.
And where's the man?
As far as who I would date, I would say it would be somewhere between middle and upper class.
Okay. And what would you want your man to be?
Devin says she looks like Sprinkles the Clown.
Who is that? I want to look this up.
I have no idea who Sprinkles the Clown is. I think she just made it up.
Okay, I'm
And how much is that person earning?
Okay, so now we're talking financially. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting into it now.
She said, "Oh, now we talking." More than me.
Okay, so over 100,000.
Okay. What about you? What do you want your partner, your husband to make? You said upper class.
I said middle to upper class.
Well, all right. Oh, there's a big difference between Honda Accord and Mercedes.
You ain't lying. JBlaze11 says, "Oh no, it's the Joker. She's going for Bruce Wayne."
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Blue Lion 7342, welcome back. $5 says they want men making several hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, yet they want responsibility for plus or minus 35% of the household income. So this one is going to make $350,000 to his million. Exactly. The same bitch talking about I want to be 35% responsible But then she talks about a dude making $1 million a year. And again, this is what Kevin talks about. He says, listen, I'm about mathematics. And if it doesn't make sense mathematically, and you should see these women push back. Why is it that when women are presented with hard math, what you want is impossible? Why does it not sink in?
Because again, delusional. It's just they've been just so conditioned by this fairy tale of, you just have to be hot and be a bad bitch and you're gonna get a ring on it. And it's like
Takes more than that.
I think it's just lost. It's lost.
It takes much more than that. Almost 700 people watching, guys. Please take your time, hit the like button. Try to get me to 400 likes, guys. If you guys can get me to 400 likes, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Hit the like button, subscribe to all of Janelle's stuff. That's why why we do this. That's why they're trying to grow the brand. Here we go.
So there's a big difference.
As far as financially, I would say somewhere between at least 70K. You can earn as much as you want, but you have to earn at least 70K.
70,000.
Yeah,
How many children? How many children would you like to have?
This is the bitch that wanted 5 kids, isn't it?
And
2 or 3.
2 or 3 on 70,000.
And here we come now, right? Now he's like, okay, you want a man that makes at least 70,000 a year. How many kids do you want, 2 or 3? And now he's asking the math question.
How much load do you want to have to respond?
Here we go.
Well, obviously, I wouldn't want to be required to do anything.
Right. So you want a man who's making $70,000 a year to support, let's just say, 2 kids. Janelle, what is this willful ignorance? I don't understand it.
Not gonna happen. I mean, my guy, makes in that bracket it's pretty close to 100K, and he's 25. And
right.
He's like, I can't have a kid. Yeah.
Hell no.
It's just it's just 2 kids on 70,000. And this is not even talking about taking care of her.
Oh my shit.
You know what I mean?
All of that, she's got to keep it that Ronald McDonald look.
To keep up with your lady, like it's not cheap, right? We need facials, we need.
That's right. Got to have your nails done. That's right.
We need all that stuff, trainers, good meals, this stuff. That takes money.
Yes, it takes a lot. Trust me, I know it takes a lot of money. Believe me. D with the $5 super chat says it is the quote trans end quote gendering of women.
Oh, that's
yeah,
so
with
good.
the makeup tab makes sense. I'll strike another $10 super chat says need a woman smart enough not to mix ammonia and bleach, to not feed our dog chocolate, burn down the house, or somehow get our children killed, but not arrogant enough to sabotage my empire. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, I'm so dying.
Wow, that like our standards are so low because of what we have to pick out there. Black Wolf Inc. says $70,000 is the top 10% of men. These women have no idea. They think that there are just 6-figure niggas walking around all day, every day. Unbelievable.
I'm an entrepreneur and I do work.
Oh, here we go.
If it ends up that way,
here we go.
I have to contribute. I don't mind, but no woman wants to take care.
Okay, I don't know what that's a long answer to tell me nothing. What percentage do you want to have to be responsible for? Because you said 2 to 3 kids. Mm-hmm. Those kids have to be paid for. What percentage do you want to have to be responsible for their dental care, their health care, their college?
Oh God.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Well, but you got to be responsible for 100% of what you do.
Right.
So we can.
And this is if you want to be a good parent.
Extrapolate that out.
Mm-hmm. So are we talking about?
I'm not saying this doesn't have to be 100%, but I'm just trying to see if you're kind of understanding what it's going to require to get.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Kevin. No, they're not going to understand. Unbelievable.
Everybody wants something, but do you understand what it's going to take to get it? So if you were married with 2 kids, and you want to live a middle class life.
Janelle, you live in Newport Beach, and you have a 6-year-old son.
Yes.
How much? Oh my! I don't even. This is probably gonna make me sick. How much money does it cost to raise your? He's a cute kid, by the way. Very cute.
Thank you. He's only 6 and he's like up to here.
Yeah. Listen, Janelle, you're gonna have to hold him back because you're gonna fuck around. You're gonna fuck around, be a grandmother in about 10. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I took a look at your boy and I was like, yeah, Janelle might be a grandma here pretty soon. You got to watch out.
Mixed kid. It's
man, I'm trying to tell you. Listen. You know these girls are gonna be out there throwing pussy at him. So
I know.
Woo-wee. Oh boy. Assuming
keeping
he
him in
doesn't have any
basketball.
illegitimate kids. Yes, there you go. You have to, don't put him up on game. Like, tell him, be nice to girls, pander to all of their whims, tell her how beautiful she is, and you'll never have to worry about anything.
I know. It is expensive. I was having this conversation with my guy and his cousin over the holidays. His preschool alone it was
God.
around, and this is preschool from like 10 months to 10 months old to he phased out because of COVID. Like they phased out in pre-K. And it was like around 2,000 to 3,000 a month just for preschool.
Oh no! Are you kidding?
Yeah, they did the math. They sat right there and did the math. They're like 150,000 for that whole, or wait, no, I'm off on my math.
Hold on. My God.
I got to do the math
2,000
real quick.
2,000 a month is $24,000 a year.
It's had 5 years, so 5 years.
Dude, that's $100,000.
So they were right. See, they were right.
Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Wow.
Crazy, right?
Kids are so expensive. Oh my God. And this, of course,
and that's not even to kindergarten. Now, mind you, that was a private school.
of course, but you want to be a good parent. That's the
You want to
point.
be a good parent. You don't want your kids getting any kind of bad stuff happening. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get in trouble, but you know what I'm referring to.
Oh yes, I know.
You put him in some kind of Christian, like he was in a Christian private school, and now he's in a charter school. He's learning to code, and he's going to be a geek, and he's going to learn how to code a game by the time he's 8 or 9. Whatever.
God damn, there you go. Shit, man, that might be your ticket up out of there, right?
I know.
Damn.
I tell my son all the time, he's so silent. I'm like, you're gonna buy mama.
Gonna make mama rich.
But the thing is, kids, and so it depends on where you live, obviously. But if you're living in a more affluent place, like where you live or where I live, any of the coasts, right? New York, Miami,
of course,
California, Florida, it's more expensive. And children, if you want to raise your child the right way, and in these areas a lot of times like San Fran where you live in Miami, you have to put your kids in private because the areas are too close that you're gonna have, it's gonna be,
listen man, if I had a kid, I don't want my kid going to school in Camden fucking County. Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Hell no, dude. Oh my God.
And that's just preschool. That's not food. My son eats like a linebacker, and I go to Whole Foods. If I'm sure your lady likes Whole Foods.
Oh yeah, of course.
They have some great ones in New York. Some of my favorite Whole Foods are out there.
Dude, oh my God. And then when you buy him something to wear, he outgrows it like 10 minutes later. So you're having to buy him clothes every week.
Every week. Now, thankfully, one of my dearest friends is Deidre Pujols. Her husband played for the Angels. And
wait. I'm sorry. Did you say Pujols as in Albert Pujols? 615 home runs, Pujols?
I was at that game with Deidre when he made, and I didn't know anything about
you are hold on.
I'll send you pictures, Donovan.
You're friends with the wife of Albert fucking Pujols? Are you serious?
And Albert, yeah, absolutely. She's one of my dearest friends. I'll send you pictures of a video of all of us doing cookies right before Christmas.
Wow.
But anyway,
okay, all right.
Yeah, so she has children. So I taught them yoga and stuff, and they love my work.
Wow, how about that?
So the thing is, I was at that game when he hit this. I don't know baseball.
His 600th home run.
Correct.
Yes.
And I was like asking Deidre, I'm like, is it halftime yet? She's like, oh my God. But anyway, so with that being said, her kids are, they're in between. Prince is younger, but Prince is so tall that she hands down J's and all these.
Of course.
That have never even been worn. I'm like, oh my God, Deidre. So thank God, just for that, just to keep him, looking fly. But they grow out of stuff like that,
Well, Pujols has made, I think, somewhere around, I think it's like $550 million over his career. So they're doing okay. But the point is that even Albert Pujols, right? He's clearly a statistical anomaly in terms of earning potential. But guess what? Even Albert would tell you raising kids is expensive. Raising kids is expensive. Yes.
It's expensive. Yeah. Where I was having this conversation with Deidre, she's like, we're trying to move, and they have 5 kids, and I'm like,
you feel me?
On your salary?
You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get I'm telling, and they live in California, dude. Honestly, they're probably looking to move to Texas or Nevada or even Florida. That's how you stay wealthy. Wow, that's a fun little fact.
Exactly.
Fun little fact there. Okay, well, shout out to Albert Pujols. Yes, before he left. I've been a Pujols guy forever.
Really?
Oh yes,
Oh
dude.
my gosh.
I followed him
Okay.
since he was a rookie in St. Louis, man. Like he is that dude.
He's a great player and such a great family man. Like I'm
Yes.
telling you, I've met them when I'm like Albert and Deidre are some of the most down to earth people I have ever met in my life.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you feel like they're just like you and I. You know, it's like, oh, you had $250 million contract. You know, for this
Oh
year?
yes.
Like,
Oh
it's
yes.
not. You don't.
He
you don't
signed
know.
two. He signed. Oh my! I know all the numbers. He signed one contract that was over $100 million. Then he signed a $250 million contract. Then he signed another one. So he's very, very close to retirement. But he is absolutely, positively a first ballot Hall of Famer without a doubt, because his name is separated from the whole. He played during the steroids era, and his name has never been mentioned with guys who had ever had anything to do with steroids. So
No.
Albert Pujols excelled during a time where everybody was doing steroids. So good for him.
He's a faith and family guy.
Yes.
He really is.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
great. Their organization, everything they do, they're amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Wow, that's a fun little fact. So you're good friends with
Yeah.
the wife of Albert Pujols. All right, good stuff. Hall of Famer in my book. All right, let's continue.
Upper class life. What life would you like to live?
I would
Uh-oh.
be comfortable with either middle or upper class.
Okay. Middle class.
Oh, that's what she says.
Average middle class family in America earns $52,000 a year with 2 people working and 2 children.
Yeah, I thought, well, my definition of middle class is you by yourself.
Well,
Nails again.
Are you serious? Did you see every time they always come up, I'm like, ah! I wonder if Kevin is aware that those are not sanitary. He probably is.
It looks like a scary movie.
It does, yeah. Yeah. They come in. It's like
Freddy
they're coming in
Claus.
from the
Freddy
side.
Claus.
And they're all different colors. At least have a matching chick. God damn.
And see, this is where the problem starts to come in, because we can all think what we like, but the numbers are what they are.
That's right.
So when you're going out into the market, it goes all over the place, because you said you want your man to make at least $200,000. Do you care what race he is?
Yes.
What do you want to do?
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
Black.
Okay.
There it is.
Yep.
So now she wants and black men, we make up what, 6% of the entire American population. So she wants a black man who makes into the upper, I don't know if this is the $1 million dude she's looking for.
She said, yeah, something in that upper class. She said, yeah.
Did Myron use the female delusion calculator when you were on Fresh and Fit?
Both times, and it's funny to see. But I also looked up an interesting fact.
Okay.
That they're just, because I was really like looking after I did some due diligence. I was looking up stats on men and African American men and this sort of thing. There are just 3 black men leading Fortune 500 companies.
Yep.
And that the pay scale between, and this is not racist, this is just numbers, between African American men and Caucasian men is sorely different. And it's just lower. It just is, unfortunately, but that's just the numbers. But more women are desiring African American men.
That's right. And
That makes
so
sense.
right. And so we are very, very rare indeed. That, I mean, listen, whether that speaks to the trouble with the economy, that's not what I'm here to talk about. The point is that guys like me we're not, you can't just go off and pick us off a tree. It just doesn't work that way. And look, man, dude, I'm 6'2". I'm in half decent shape. In 2 months, I'll be in fantastic shape. So I'm over 6 feet. I'm average looking. And I make into the mid to the upper 6 figures. So I'm definitely a rarity. Geeky Anomaly says 0.025%. So 1/4 of a 1/10%. That is how rare we are. But now,
You guys are unicorns. You're freaking unicorns.
that's all right, baby. That's all right. Black men who make money are unicorns. Yeah, with the horn and everything. Yeah, hey, listen, and I always say there's nothing special about me. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to change that. Maybe I need to change that. Yeah, I guess not. I try to stay humble. Let's finish this
What
out.
percentage of black men earn over $100,000 or more?
Oh my God, the answer is no.
No.
Yes, no. Uh-oh.
I don't know the percentage.
Just guess. I mean,
I have high hopes, so I'm gonna say a nice number, but I'm not gonna tell you like.
well, but the thing is, it's not. Hold on. I'm getting. Hold on. It's not a trick question, but when you go out into the world, if you want to have somebody that you want to be with,
Jesus,
this matters. You don't go to
this girl is not. No.
you don't go to a store or to buy anything you want and just hope it's there. You kind of understand where it should be.
Right.
So
This was good. This was good.
He puts her in her place.
Likelihood of you finding the kind of man, the race of man you want. How many men in this country, period? The number is the same no matter what race.
Well, as I'm a military kid, I'm kind of diverse, so I don't really look just in this country. Like, and I like to say I'm also not.
Okay, but if
Here she goes. So now she's gonna. Okay, I'm a military kid. I'm looking for a black man, but I'm looking for outside the country. Here's the problem, Freddie. Men outside the country ain't checking for y'all. This is the problem with women in this country, Janelle. They don't understand that foreign men, non-American men, are not trying to get with American women.
Let me just tell you this real quick, because I studied extensively in my trade as a Tantra coach in Thailand for a year. And my colleagues were from all over the world. My colleague students, meaning all over the world. Let me tell you, I have never been more embarrassed to be an American in my life, because you know what? They think we are hilarious. They speak multiple languages. Like my son's father's from Belgium. He's from West Africa and Belgium.
Oh wow!
And he lives in Belgium. So I've been to Paris so many times I lost track. My son's been to 11 countries already.
Oh wow!
We're an international family. Like family meaning my son and I take him all over the world because I think that's the best culture to give a child.
Okay.
With that being said, we are not well liked internationally.
No, we are not, dude. Men and women alike, right?
It's just they think we are unintelligent. They think we are
fat,
not, like just stupid. They think that women are just backwards in every facet.
Right.
The list just goes on. They don't like us. So when I travel abroad and they ask where I'm from, you know, it's a safe place to say Los Angeles, and they're like, "Oh, we're from LA."
Oh my God. So are they good with that?
They're good with it. Yeah, LA they love, because everyone loves LA, Hollywood.
Okay, all right.
If you say anywhere else, I think maybe New York might even be safe. I'm not sure. I've never tried that.
Maybe.
When you say you're from Los Angeles or Hollywood, they're like, "Oh, wow. Have you seen any celebrities?" Or they love that. Anywhere else in the U.S.,
they're like, eh. Wow. So Ostrike says, Donovan, what about a poll on preferred nail styled French manicure versus colored nails versus colored long claws? So I'm going to put this in the chat. And Janelle, I need your help here. So a style of nails, you have the French manicure, then you have the traditional the traditional colored nails. What is a third style? What is a style other than the claws?
Other than the claws?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the French mani.
Mm-hmm.
I know, just like a regular, like say if a girl just had a well manicured, natural, no polish at all.
Natural, well manicured.
Because typically now people don't just, like this is a gel. I don't know if Devin gets a gel.
Oh yeah, she gets gel.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah, I do both depending. Now I kind of mix it up for the holidays just for fun, and I guess because I'm old. But I keep my nails like this is long for me. I don't like it when it's this long. I keep them because like you said, you're dealing with a male, you know, a penis, and you have to be able to be sensitive and you're not scratching them. And I also have a son. And so, you know, I think a nice, not too long, a little bit, mostly round.
There you go.
So there's no sharp edges.
There you go.
Square, I'm not a huge fan of square. For me personally, I think is the best. And color, I guess, is just preference. And I'd be curious to see what guys feel about this.
I'm definitely a French mani-pedi guy. Lately, Devin's been getting it looks like a French manicure, but it's like a fade. It's like a balayage.
Ombre.
Oh, that's it. I knew I was fucking that up. Because balayage is a hairstyle. So, all right, very good. Yes, the ombre. Yes, she gets the ombre, and it looks fantastic.
She's classy.
It's very, very classy. She recently she gets her toes painted, and she got it painted in a light pink, but I couldn't tell it was pink. So when I send her back next time, get the hot pink. I don't like that light.
No, you got it. That's the thing when you do those muted colors. Like you can't, especially I've never really seen like a picture of her, but depending on her skin tone, it might not always show up. So you gotta go bright, like a bright. If you're gonna go with a color, go there.
Yes, totally. Yeah. Yes, what she said, Devin. Yes, what she said. Let's finish this out.
You're in this country. What percentage of men earn over six figures? 100,000 dollars.
Oh.
Okay. Give me a number out of 100%.
She said like 39%.
Is that what you think?
39%.
That's what I think, because I've already told you. I don't know the statistics.
Well,
39%. This woman thinks
He said 30.
This woman thinks that 4 out of every 10 black men in this country make over $100,000 a year as we come to the end.
okay, I'm not asking. Okay. You don't have to be defensive about it. Is there an issue here?
Oh, wow. And that, of course, brings us to the end of part one. What I'm going to be doing, Janelle, I'm actually going to be breaking down part two tomorrow on my on my individual show. So that should be a lot of fun. So Janelle, what are your initial thoughts from that interview? Let me just ask you a few questions. What is your we see what the girls look like. We hear what their expectations are. They're not the brightest crayons in the box. So what are your initial thoughts now that you know who these women are and what they're about? What's your assessment?
My assessment is that I really feel sorry for men.
Yeah.
Like, not like, oh, poor men, but
Sure.
like, my heart hurts for men because I feel like there needs to be more women like myself and Devin in the world.
Yep.
I don't know Devin, but if she's your woman, then she's obviously got the good characteristics.
Trust
and the
me,
traits,
she
and
does,
I'm sure
yes.
she's an attractive woman. Because, and I think it's good for women to have a little bit of we got to have a little crazy. If women aren't crazy, because my guy called me batshit crazy the other day. I am crazy.
That's
but
who
if
you
you're
guys
not
are.
crazy, you're not going to be crazy in bed. You're not going to be willing to do all that stuff. They've
Right.
got to be. You don't want a vanilla woman. You want her to be able to manage the crazy.
Yes. And you want her to be able to manage the crazy, then you have to be able to manage the crazy. But that's part of being with a woman.
That's part of being a woman. But back to your initial question. If this is the status quo of the women that are out there today,
Oh my God.
it's a sad day for men.
It is.
Because listen, it's clear that these women are getting guys to fuck them all day.
Of course.
Easy.
Of
Simple.
course.
But all these women and men, people do want partnership, whether it's marriage or just like an intimate relationship, whatever. We do ultimately crave that. When you fucked everyone and you're over it and you're done, like, you want something more.
Right.
So the fact that there is not a something more for men
Mm-hmm.
is really detrimental to society, because this is the status quo.
Yes.
All these women.
Yes.
This is it.
Yes.
And
And listen, I'll actually add to that as well. And I'd like to get your thoughts on this as well.
Yeah.
Devin tells me the same thing. She says, dude, I feel bad for you guys. I feel sorry for you guys. Now I know what you went through in Vegas. Now I understand why you are the way you are, why you think the way you think. So if there are any women watching this, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that we have women watching that are under the age of 25 who have not gone off the deep end in terms of becoming these kinds of women. Give them 3 habits that they have to put in place right now to avoid becoming a woman who is stupid, who doesn't know the economics of their romantic choices, or in terms of not being a ratchet yet expecting your Prince Charming.
Number 1 is every successful person in life has a mentor or a coach. Find a
Okay.
mentor or coach.
Okay.
Find someone like myself. If you like, you can check out all my links, see if you resonate with my work. We can hop on a call. Great. If not, find someone that is going to lead you down a path that is going to make you a woman that is worthy to be wifed up.
Good.
And
Good.
stop following these social media freaking chicks that they do not care about you.
No.
They care about their money, and they're good entrepreneurs. I'm not
That's right.
bashing them. I'm a micro influencer as well.
Don't knock the hustle, man. I'm not knocking the hustle, but still, you got to help your people.
But stop following them. So find a coach or a mentor who can guide you, because you don't know how to do it. No, it's no disrespect. I didn't know how to do it. I've hired people to help me.
Of course.
And the second thing is to invest in your femininity. Invest in it.
Wow.
Like, make that be what you wake up in the morning. How can I be more feminine today?
There you go. Wow,
How
I like
can
that.
I be more feminine? Like, ask that question, and you probably won't always know the answer. And that's why you have a coach to work with you.
There you go.
And the last thing I would say is, this is just me personally. If you don't need social media, if it's not for your business,
There
I
you
would say
go.
just exit.
There you go.
Exit. No guy wants to go on social media and look at your ass and want to take you seriously.
You watching, Nina? You watching, Nina?
Now, if you want to get fucked, have one. But if you want to be taken seriously in the long run, don't have one. Don't have one.
I love it. I like it. Janelle, fantastic show. We actually went an hour and a half today. So this was a fun-filled, fun-packed show. Next week, we are going to start taking phone calls. We're going to start taking phone calls next week. We're going to make the show much more interactive. We're going to open up the phone lines. I don't know. We'll open up the phone lines for ladies, but I know that ladies will probably hesitate to call in because this is my show. So I'm going to have to show ladies, listen, I'm not going to be too hard on you. You're going to be the one to dominate the conversation because they're really calling to find out what you think. So I think that'll be.
I'm so excited. This is going to be. So are we next Tuesday or Thursday?
We're going to go. What is today? Is today Tuesday or Thursday? Today is Tuesday. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's go next Tuesday. And then you and I will talk. Probably within the next week and a half or so. We're going to talk about the panel show that I'm going to be putting together. I don't know when we're going to launch that, but it's definitely going to be very, very soon because I think this needs to happen sooner rather than later. Okay, so the poll, we had 155 votes. What style of nails do you prefer women to have? 35% of you said French manicure. 24% of you said traditional colored nails. 36% of you said natural, well manicured, and 4% of you must like shit on the end of these claw fingernails. So congratulations to the 4% that likes shit in their drinks. Okay, very good. Janelle, any last words? Any parting thoughts?
No, I mean, I think this was a great show. I'm loving seeing everyone in the rooms and all the chats, and make sure you follow my YouTube. I am going to be creating some great content. Donovan's helping me how to get out of YouTube jail.
Yes. Oh God, I've been there plenty of times. I've served many sentences.
And if you're interested in, doing some work with me and asking, some things about sexual health and performance and anything like that, this is my specialty, and all my links are in the bios. You can go to my website, or TikTok has everything, or Insta. So, and I know he's posted them everywhere. And thank you again for having me on the show. And thanks to your lovely lady for doing all the BTS work.
Absolutely. So, yeah, she's wonderful. She's great. So what I'll do is when we're done, it usually takes YouTube about an hour to process the video. I'll let Devin out of the cage so that she can send you a copy of this podcast, and then you can post it wherever you need to. And make sure you tag my channel in that. That way it helps you in the algorithm. So I think it's going to get you a lot of views. So very good. Excellent. She is Janelle Gordon. Ladies and gentlemen, I can assume that ladies are watching. That is going to do it for this, the second edition of That's What She Said. We will see you guys next week. There we go. I just let the I'm letting the intro play. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, they can still hear me. There we go. Oh, I know how to do this.
That's what she said.